Hey guys, how's it going? So the last time I showed an anodized knife on my channel, somebody had asked me how the process went and if I could kind of show how it was that I did my anodizing. So I figured tonight I have one that I needed to do. Might as well record it here and kind of show you guys how I do it cheap at home. So camera off here, and the things that you're gonna need: use some rubbing alcohol to clean the knife up, clean any of the oils off of it. This is a very important part of the process. This is Wink Rust and Stain Remover, which I got on eBay. This is going to etch the titanium to be able to take the anodize. This is some regular old Windex, just to clean the knife off after you go into the wink. And then some distilled water to clean the knife off. And you also put distilled water in the anodizing bath with baking soda, and that's going to be your electrolyte solution. That's what you're going to run the charge through, and that'll give you your colors. So I use these little containers. The lids actually make a nice little holder to put all the pieces in after you take the knife apart so you don't lose anything. And last important part of the process is some titanium wire to run to your workpiece. I got this titanium wire on eBay. You can see it was $3 for 5 feet of it. And then of course you're going to need some 9-volt batteries to link together, and some alligator clips to go from your wire and into your bath. So I'm going to set this back up here. Actually, the last time I did this, kind of made myself a color chart of what colors I came out with based on how many 9-volt batteries. So kind of just an idea of what you're going to come out with. It's based on how long you hold it in the bath. You can kind of vary your colors a little bit by dipping it for longer or shorter, but this is just kind of a guide that I use. So I'm going to finish getting everything set up. I'm going to pause it here, and I will turn it back on once I get started. So once you've got the knife broken down into its individual pieces and parts, we're ready to get started here. I'm going to be doing this TwoSun TS48. You can see I've got all the hardware and the blade and everything separated and off to the side, and I'm down to just the scales with the hardened insert removed, everything. Can cover the ceramic ball with some nail polish and let it dry. I haven't found any issues with just go ahead and anodizing. It doesn't seem to affect that ball at all. Ceramic is very hard, so I haven't had any problems with it. But I want to go ahead and clean up these pieces really well. So I'm going to take this Windex and use a toothbrush. Start cleaning these guys up, clean off any of the oil that's in them. And make sure you get all the fingerprints and oils from your hand and oils from manufacturing and whatnot, and make sure the pieces are completely clean so they take the anodizing nice and even. And once I get them clean, I have a couple different containers. These are both just distilled water, and I'll put them in there just to keep them clean until I'm ready to go. That's it for the Windex. You do want to make sure you're careful with this. The wink is kind of nasty stuff, so I do throw some gloves on. But once you've got these guys cleaned up in your first batch of water, and rinsed off a little bit, take some rubbing alcohol. Give them a final wipe down with alcohol just to make sure there's nothing else on here. The cleaner your pieces are, definitely the better they're going to come out. So make sure there's no fingerprints or anything left on them. Drop them into a second clean batch of distilled water just to make sure there's nothing left on them. Actually also going to anodize this titanium bottle opener that I got, so get this guy cleaned up too at the same time here. This one actually has his logo etched into it. This is a Wong design bottle opener, so I'm not sure. The Wink rust and stain remover may actually take his etch off of here. If it does, I'll kind of sand this off, but I was not sure how it's going to react to that yet, so we'll find out. All my pieces are clean, sitting in the distilled water. This is my electrolyte solution. This is just a stainless steel fork that I have running. And this fork, take an alligator clip, go to the negative side of your batteries, and based on how many batteries you're going to use, you link them in series, connect the positive to negative, and so forth. And based on which color you want, that's how many batteries you're going to use. And then you take the positive side of the battery and hook it to your titanium wire. And from here, I just have a hook made out of the titanium wire. So without touching the piece here too much. For you. So 3 batteries. I should come out with a blue color, which actually I need to do the handle of the knife blue, so I figured I'd test on this one. But at this point, you're ready to go. Charge is set up, piece is clean. As soon as I'm sorry, I forgot one step. I'm going to etch it in the Wink rust and stain remover. Sorry. So in the Wink, goes for about 5 or 10 seconds, and you can see it'll start to bubble a little bit. That's etching your piece. So once the piece is etched, rinse it off in distilled water again. So now the outside is etched, it's nice and clean, and you're ready to go. Dunk your piece in, being careful not to touch the stainless steel fork, and you can see it's starting to change color in there. It's going to a bronze color. It's starting to go gold. A little bit darker bronze, I guess. Kind of a purple at this point. Should be going all the way to a royal blue with 3 batteries. Still pretty dark purple. think that's probably about as dark as it's going to get with these 3 batteries on here. Make sure it's nice and even. And take it out of there, and you can see the battery. I've come up with this nice royal blue color. It does change a little bit once you dry it off, so this is not exactly how it's going to be, but once I set it off to the side, I'll come back to this one in a minute, and you'll be able to see it once it's dry. And that's it. That's the whole process. Not very difficult setup here, and can come out with some cool looking colors. So next piece I'm going to do, I actually like the color on that, so we're going to do the scales of the knife the same color here. Found it doesn't actually matter if you're hooked up to the battery or not when you dip it into the wink. It doesn't seem to make a difference. So. Sure, I can lay it flat in there. Give it about 10 seconds. Make sure it has a chance to etch everything properly. I definitely don't want to breathe the fumes coming off of this stuff. It does stink. Go back into the distilled water so you can rinse off the wink. Drop it into the bath and get our color. I've actually done a few where you dip it in and then pull it out slowly so it starts to anodize different parts at different time rate, and you can do a kind of a fade look to it, which is comes out cool. I'm definitely just beginning in this process. There are people who are far, far better than me at it, but it's not very difficult, and just to do the basic setup here, it doesn't take a whole lot of expense. I think probably maybe 25 bucks or so with the batteries and the wire and the rust and stain remover, and the rest is basic household stuff. So not a very expensive process to get started if you just want to dabble in it at home with some 9-volt batteries. So make sure you give it enough time here so it goes dark enough. There you go. It's kind of a dark purpley blue. So you can get a different colored blue with 10 batteries. I'm going to try it actually on one of the smaller pieces and see what it come out with here, see if that looks any better. The guy that's getting this knife did want a darker blue, so 10 batteries is supposed to be a bright blue. I came up with like a royal blue at 3 batteries, so let's give it a shot here. We'll go 10 batteries and see what it looks like on the other scale, and if it looks really good, I will go ahead and do them both the same way. Disconnect here. Start linking them together. color-wise. Clean. And then here we go. 10 batteries, it changes pretty quick. It's kind of a lot of voltage running through here, so see it's starting to go pretty good. It's gone all the way past the color I was at before, past that dark blue. Going past the golds and the dark bronze, past the purple. We should come with the blue here. So, it's actually kind of a greenish gray. May have gone too far here. Found it's a little hard to gauge based on batteries that you're using, how much juice they have left to them and whatnot, but I think I went all the way past bright blue and I came out with a light green, so that's not what the customer wants, so we're going to go ahead and do this guy over here. I'll show you that process also. I think this color is going to work for the backspacer and the clip though. He did want blue and gold set up, so I think those two should look good together. You see that? So to take the anodizing back off of here, all you gotta do is put the wink, and you can see just a few seconds all the color disappears and you are back to bare titanium. Go into the distilled water here to clean it off. Leave that sit for a second. Hook it back up with 3 batteries and go for the same colored blue as the other side. It's looking pretty good. I don't think it's going to go any further than that with 3, so take this guy out of here. And there's the 2 blue scales. based on this piece, which is kind of dry now, I think once they dry, this is going to be the color he's looking for. So that came out nice. It's kind of a nice bright blue color with 3 9-volt batteries. You can see this part is still wet, and as it dries, it turns out really nice bright blue color. So I think that's going to work perfect. So I'll take the clip in the back spacer here. Since these pieces are kind of small, I can go ahead and do both of these at once. Not really going to affect it. So, dip this guy in the wing to etch it. Clip is a little tougher because it doesn't actually have a hole that you can go through, but carefully get it all the way in here. Again, there's probably easier ways to do this, but this is what I found works, so this is what I'm going to go with. Both of the pieces on here, and since he wanted a blue and gold, I'm going to go 6 batteries here. Should give me the color he's looking for. Clean it off, and gone all the way past the blue. Lost my clip here. I think I may actually need a few more batteries to get the gold color here. It's going about to the light green color, so like I said, my color chart is not exactly accurate. It seems to change every time I do it, to be honest with you, so it's a little hard to gauge, but it's definitely a trial and error process here. Try adding one more battery here. First she's going to go with 7 batteries here, so you can see I got kind of a yellow gold color, which is what he was looking for, so I think that should do it. So, apologize for the long video here, but that's the process. It does take a little bit of time. I am going to pause the camera. I'll let these pieces dry, get the knife put back together, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished here. And there we go. Got everything assembled back together. Came out with a nice blue and gold. I like to put everything back together with some of this Lucas Extreme Duty gun oil in the bearing, the pivot. Found it works pretty good. Cost about $6 at O'Reilly's. So that's it. Anodizing for dummies. Can't take credit for much in this video. I would recommend checking out Sharp Knife Nuts channel. That is where I learned this whole setup, and he has much better videos. Goes into a lot of detail on different techniques and stuff that you can use to get patterns and all kinds of other useful information. So Sharp Knife Nuts channel. But this is what I picked up from him and seems to work. So that's my anodizing video for tonight. Sorry it was a little drawn out here. If you're still sticking around, thanks for watching. See you next time.